All right, good morning, guys. Today's topic is an event in history called Shay's Rebellion. Now, I know we've been learning about America's new government, and last week we learned about some of the problems with the first government they created. You'll remember that the United States wrote the Articles of Confederation as their new government. It was very weak, right? The Americans didn't want a powerful government, right? So they created a government that can't tax. There's only one branch called Congress. There is no president or other leader. They have permission to create a military, but they don't have the money to do it. They can't force the states to give money to the U.S. government so it can fund itself. And there's many other issues. It can't create a currency for the United States. Every state is using its own money. So under the Articles of Confederation, basically every state was operating as its own country. I want you to think of it that way. Well, we have an event called Shay's Rebellion that's really going to show America, and especially the people in charge, that this government's got to go and we need to start fresh. And then that's how we're going to end up with the Constitution. So I wonder if you've ever had anything happen where you found yourself in a situation and you say, I was not prepared for this, or the way I prepared was wrong. I know I've been in that situation before, and we can think of something easy like school, where the way I thought I prepared was fine, and then I got maybe to a test, or I got ready to start my project, and I realized I wasn't ready at all. That's kind of what Shay's Rebellion did for this country, the United States. It made us realize we had prepared wrong. So basically, I'm going to give you some background right now before you do your assignments. This whole thing takes place in the state of Massachusetts. The Revolutionary War is not quite over yet, but the United States has already declared independence. We are operating as our own country, and the law said the United States could not tax, but the states could. So Massachusetts was taxing its citizens, and unfortunately, some of those citizens were serving as soldiers, and they were not being paid yet. These soldiers, many of them, were told, you'll have to be paid later after the war is over. Okay, so some of these people are farmers, right? They're tradesmen, and they're kind of going in debt. They're not receiving a paycheck as a soldier, and they haven't been home really to tend their farms. So when they are home, or when their families are home, if they need to buy something, they're going into town often, and they're using what's called credit. So they would be told, well, you can borrow this much money from the store, you just have to pay it back in hard currency. Like we want paper money, or we want coin or gold. Well, first of all, there really wasn't any currency floating around, thanks to the Articles of Confederation. Farmers really didn't have access to gold, and they really weren't being paid yet. Many of these people were hungry, their families were hungry, they were doing anything they could to kind of scrimp and scrap for making a way of life. So the state of Massachusetts is coming down hard on these farmers, especially if they don't pay their taxes and if they don't pay their debts. So if I'm a farmer and I haven't paid my taxes to the state of Massachusetts, because remember, the states can collect taxes, or maybe I haven't paid my debts at the local store, I could be arrested, or my farm could be taken. And that was actually starting to happen. So it's kind of like a cycle. Like the soldiers aren't being paid, so they have no money, so they can't pay their taxes to the state of Massachusetts. And because the state of Massachusetts doesn't have money coming in, they're taking farms from farmers, and the state of Massachusetts is unable to pay taxes to the United States government. And so the United States government doesn't have money coming in, so it can't function. And this is a brand new, young country that's just been born, and it isn't functioning right. The farmers stage an uprising, which you'll read about, and I won't get too much into right now. And we see some more problems from that. You'll see there's an uprising from these farmers. They're violent, they're ready to use violent protests to stop these arrests and to make sure their farms are not taken. It's almost like before the United States even wins its war against the British, we have our own war with our own people, with our own citizens going on. So it just highlights that there are some problems. Okay, so this is Shay's Rebellion. I want you to read the text. I want you to do the activities and email me if you have any problems. But remember, Shay's Rebellion is simply an event that highlights what is wrong with the Articles of Confederation. I want you to definitely open up the PowerPoint so you can look back again at the important things about the Articles of Confederation, and then go ahead and do the Shay's Rebellion activities. I hope this video helped you understand what today's topic is all about. I hope you're all doing well. Have a great Monday. Bye.